Hello everybody, welcome back to the Fireside Bible Study. Today we are on Numbers 19 through 27. Yes, 19 through 27. So on the last episode, so from 10 to 18, it was talking about the rebellion of the people, Korah, the spies, and just a bunch of things kind of went wrong. And the Lord was not happy. But we're going to continue on, so I'll pray us in, and we'll get started. Heavenly Father, we just come before you once again to absorb your word, absorb your wisdom, learn about the history from the book of Numbers, as we made our way through it to Deuteronomy, and we just pray for retaining your wisdom as always, and we thank you for everything that you give us, and we thank you for everything that you've done for us and will do for us. Amen. Alright, number 19, Ordinance of the Red Heifer. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the statute of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel that they bring you an unblemished red heifer, in which there is no defect, and on which a yoke has never been mounted. I think a heifer is kind of like a donkey. Kind of? I think. I could be wrong on that, don't quote me. And you shall give it to Eleazar the priest, and he shall bring it outside the camp and be slaughtered in his presence. And Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger, sprinkle some of the blood towards the front of the tent of the meeting 7 times. Then the heifer shall be burned in his sight, its hide, its flesh, blood, and its refuse shall be burned. And the priest shall take the cedar wood, hyssop, and scarlet material, throw it into the midst of the burning heifer. The priest shall then wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, and afterward come into the camp. The priest will be unclean until evening. The one who burns the heifer shall also wash his clothes in water and bathe his body in water, and be unclean until evening. Now a man who is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer and put them outside the camp in a clean place, and the congregation of the sons of Israel shall keep them for water to remove the impurity. It is purification from sin. And will be unclean until evening, and it shall be a permanent statute for the sons of Israel, and for the stranger who resides among them. The one who touches the dead body of any person will also be unclean for 7 days. The one shall purify himself with the water on the 3rd day, and then on the 7th day, and then he'll be clean. But if he does not purify himself on the 3rd day or on the 7th day, he'll not be clean. Anyone who touches the dead body, the body of a person who has died, does not purify himself, defiles the tabernacle of the Lord, and that person shall be cut off from Israel. Since the water for impurity was not sprinkled on him, he shall be unclean, and his uncleanness still on him. This is the law when a person dies in a tent. Anyone who comes in the tent and everyone who is in the tent will be unclean for 7 days. And every open container, which has no cover tied down on it, will be unclean. Also anyone who in the open field touches one who has been killed with a sword, or one who has died naturally, or touches a human bone or a grave, will be unclean for 7 days. Then, for the unclean person, they shall take some of the ashes of the burnt purification from sin, and running water will be added to them in the container. And a clean person shall take hyssop and dip in the water, sprinkle on the tent, and all the furnishings, and on the persons who were there, and on the one who touched the bone, or the one who was killed, or the one who died naturally, or the grave. Then the clean person shall sprinkle on the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And on the 7th day he shall purify him, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be clean by evening. But the person who is clean and does not purify himself, that person shall be cut off from the midst of the assembly, because he has defiled the sanctuary of the Lord. The water for impurity has not been sprinkled on him, so he is unclean. So it shall be a permanent statute for them. And the one who sprinkles the water for impurity shall wash his clothes, and the one who touches the water for impurity will be unclean till evening. Furthermore, anything that the unclean person touches will be unclean, for the person who touches it will be unclean until evening. 20. The death of Miriam. Then the sons of Israel, the whole congregation, came to the wilderness of the Zin in the 1st month, and the people stayed at Kadesh. Now Miriam died there, and was buried there. There was no water for the congregation, and they assembled against Moses and Aaron. The people argued with Moses and spoke, saying, If only we had perished when our brothers perished before the Lord. Why then have you brought the Lord's assembly into this wilderness, for us and our livestock to die here? Why did you make us come up from Egypt, and bring us in this wretched place? It is not a place of grain or figs or vines or pomegranates, nor is there any water to drink. Then Moses and Aaron came in from the presence of the assembly, the entrance of the tent of meeting, fell on their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, The waters of Meribah. Take the staff, you and your brother assemble the congregation, and speak to the rock before their eyes, and it shall yield its water. So you shall bring water for them out of the rock, and have the congregation and their livestock drink. So Moses took the staff before the Lord, just as he commanded him. Moses and Aaron summoned the assembly from the rock. And he said to them, Listen now, you rebels, shall we bring water for you out of this rock? Then Moses raised his hand and struck the rock twice with his staff, and water came out abundantly. And the congregation and their livestock drank. But the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, Since you do not trust in me, to treat me as holy in the sight of the sons of Israel, for that reason you shall not bring this assembly to the land which I have given them. Those were called the waters of Meribah, because the sons of Israel argued with the Lord, and he proved himself holy among them. The Lord really is merciful. Really is. From Kadesh, Moses then sent messengers to the king of Edom to say, This is what your brother Israel has said. You know that all the hardship has overtaken us, that our fathers went down to Egypt, and we stayed in Egypt a long time. And the Egyptians treated us and our fathers badly. But when we cried out to the Lord, he heard our voice and sent an angel and brought us out from Egypt. Now behold, we are at Kadesh, a town on the edge of your territory. Please let us pass through your land. We will not pass through the vineyard or the field. We will not even drink water from a well. We will go along the king's road, not turning to the right or left as we pass through your territory. Edom, however, said to him, You shall not pass through us, or I will come out with a sword against you. Again the sons of Israel said to him, We will go by the road, and if I and my livestock do not drink any of your water, then I will pay its price. Let me only pass through on my feet, nothing more. But he said, You shall not pass through. Edom came out against him with a heavy force and a strong hand. So Edom refused to allow Israel to pass through its territory. Israel turned away from him. Now when they set out from Kadesh, the sons of Israel, the whole congregation came to Mount Hor. The death of Aaron. Then the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron at Mount Hor by the border of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron will be gathered to his people, for he will not enter the land which I have given to the sons of Israel, because you rebelled against my command at the waters of Meribah. Take Aaron and his son Eleazar, bring them up to Mount Hor, then strip Aaron of his garments and put them on his son Eleazar. So Aaron will be gathered to his people and will die there. So Moses did just as the Lord commanded, and went up to Mount Hor in the sight of all the congregation. After Moses stripped Aaron of his garments and put them on his son Eleazar, Aaron died right there in the mountaintop. Then Moses and Eleazar came down from the mountain. When all the congregation saw that Aaron had died, the whole house of Israel wept for Aaron for 30 days. Oh, poor Aaron. 21. Arad conquered. When the Canaanite, the king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming up by the way of Atharim, he fought against Israel and took some of them captive. So Israel made a vow to the Lord and said, If you will indeed hand over this people to me, I will utterly destroy their cities. The Lord heard the voice of Israel and turned over the Canaanites, and then they utterly destroyed them in their cities. The place was named Hormah. Now they set out from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to go around to the land of Edom, and the people became impatient because of the journey. So the people spoke against God and Moses. Why have you brought us up from Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no food, no water, and they were disgusted with the miserable food. The bronze serpent. Then the Lord sent fiery serpents among the land, and they bit the people, so many that the people of Israel died. So the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned because we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Intercede with the Lord, he will remove the serpents from us. And Moses interceded for the people. Then Moses said to Moses, Make a fiery serpent and put it on a flagpole, and it will come about, everyone who is bitten and looks at it will live. So Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on the flagpole, and it came about that if a serpent bit someone, that he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. Now the sons of Israel moved out and camped in Oboth, and they journeyed from Oboth to camped at Abarim, in the wilderness which is opposite Moab to the east. There they set out and camped in Wadi Zered. From there they journeyed and camped on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that comes out of the border of the Amorites, for the Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. For that reason it is said in the book of Wars to the Lord, Wahib in Supra, and the wadis of Arnon, and the slope of wadis that extends to the site of Ar, and leans to the border of Moab. From there they continued to Beer, where that is the well which the Lord said to Moses, Assemble the people, that I might give them water. Then Israel sang this song, Spring up, O well, sing to it. The well which the leaders dug, which the nobles of the people hollowed out with the scepter and with their staffs. And from the wilderness they continued to Matna, and from Matna to Nahalio, and from Nahalio to Bamoth, and from Bamoth to the valley that is the land of Moab, to the top of Pisgah that overlooks the desert. Bet you never heard of some of those names, huh? 2 victories. And then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of Amorites, saying, "Let me pass through your land. We will not turn off into field or vineyard. We will not drink water from the wells. We will go by the king's road until we have passed through your border." But Sihon would not permit Israel to pass through this border. Instead, Sihon gathered all his people and went out against Israel in the wilderness, and came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel struck him with the edge of the sword, and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as the sons of Ammon, for the border of the sons of Ammon was Jazer. Israel took all these cities, and Israel lived in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon and the other villages. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and had taken out all his land out of his hand, as far as the Arnon. For that reason, those who use Proverbs say, "Come to Heshbon, let it be built, so the city of Sihon be established. For a fire spread from Heshbon, a flame to the town of Sihon. It devoured Arab Moab. The dominant heights of the Arnon, woe to you, Moab, you are destroyed, people of Chemosh. He has given his sons as fugitives and his daughters into captivity to an Amorite king Sihon, but we have shot them down with arrows. Heshbon is destroyed as far as Dibon. Then we have laid waste as far as Nopah, which reaches to Medeba." So Israel lived in the land of the Amorites. Now Moses sent men to spy out Jazer, and they captured its villages and disposed the Amorites who were there. Then they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, and with all his people to battle at Edrei. But the Lord said to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I have handed him over to you, and the people of his land. You shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon." So they killed him, and his sons, and all the people, until there were no survivors left. They took possession of the land. Balak sends for Balaam, number 22. Then the sons of Israel journeyed on, and camped in the plains of Moab beyond the Jordan opposite Jericho. Now Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. So Moab was in great fear because of the people. They were numerous, and Moab was in dread in the sons of Israel. Moab said to the elders of Midian, "Now this horde will eat up all that is around us, as the ox eats up the grass of the field." And Balak the son of Zippor was king of Moab at the time. So he sent messengers to Balaam the son of Beor at Pethor, which is near the Euphrates River, in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, "Behold, a people came out of Egypt, and behold, they had covered the surface of the land. They are living opposite me. Now therefore, please come and curse this people for me, since they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I will be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he you curse is cursed." So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian left with fees for divination in their hands. And they came to Balaam and repeated Balak's words to him. And he said to them, "Spend the night here, and I will bring the word back to you, just as the Lord may speak to me." And the leaders of Moab stayed with Balaam. And God said to Balaam and said, "Who are these men with you?" Balaam said to God, "Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent word to me. Behold, there is a people who came out of Egypt, and they cover the face of the land. Now come, curse them for me. Perhaps I will be able to fight against them and drive them out." But God said to Balaam, "Do not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed." So Balaam got up in the morning and said to Balak's representatives, "Go back to your land, for the Lord has refused to let me go with you." And the representatives from Moab got up, went to Balak, and said, "Balaam refused to come with us." Then Balak sent representatives once again, more numerous and more distinguished than the previous. They came to Balaam and said, "This is what Balak the son of Zippor says. I beg you, let nothing keep you from coming to me, for I will indeed honor you richly, and I will do whatever you tell me. Please come then, curse this people for me." But Balaam replied to the servants of Balak, "Even if Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not do anything, either great or either small or great, contrary to the word of the Lord my God. Now please, you also stay here tonight, and I will find out what the Lord will say to me." And God came to Balaam at night and said, "If men have come to call you, rise and go with them, but you shall only do the thing I tell you to." So Balaam rose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the leaders of Moab. The angel and Balaam. But God was angry that he was going, and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the road as an adversary against him. Now he was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with his sword drawn in his hand, the donkey turned off from the road and went into the field. And Balaam struck the donkey to guide her back on the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in the narrow path of the vineyards, with a stone wall on his side and on that side. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pressed herself against the wall, and pressed Balaam's foot against the wall, so he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went farther, stood in the narrow place where there was no way to turn to the right or left. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she laid down under Balaam, as Balaam was angry, and struck the donkey with his staff. When the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and said to him, "What have I done to you that you struck me these 3 times?" And Balaam said to the donkey, "It is because you have made a mockery of me. And if only there be a sword in my hand, for I would have killed you by now." But the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your donkey which you have ridden all your life to this day? Have I ever been in the habit of doing such a thing to you? He said, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed all the way to the ground. Then the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out as an adversary, because of your way was reckless and contrary to me. But the donkey saw me and turned away from these 3 times. If she had not turned away from me, I certainly would have killed you just now and let her live." So Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I do not know what you were standing in the way against me. Now then, if it is displeasing to you, I will turn back." But the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but you shall only speak the word that I tell you." So Balaam went along with the representatives of Balak. When Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the Arnon border, at the extreme end of the border. Then Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not urgently send word to you to call for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I really unable to honor you?" So Balaam said to Balak, "Behold, I have come to you now. Am I really able to speak anything? The word that God puts in my mouth, that only shall I speak." And Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Huzoth. Balak sacrificed oxen and sheep, and sent some to Balaam and the leaders who were with him. Then it came about in the morning that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high place of Baal, and he saw from there a portion of the people. 23. The prophecies of Balaam. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Build 7 altars for me here, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams." Balak did just as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Stand beside your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet me, and whatever he shows me I will tell you." So they went to a bare hill. Now God met with Balaam, and said, "I have set up the 7 altars, and I have offered up a bull and a ram on each altar." Then the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth and said, "Return to Balak, and this is what you shall speak." So he returned to him, and behold, he was standing beside his burnt offering and all the leaders of Moab. He took up his discourse and said, "From Aram Balak has brought me, Moab kings from the mountains of the east, saying, 'Come, declare Jacob cursed for me, and come, curse Israel.' How am I to put a curse on him which the Lord God has not put a curse? How am I to curse him when the Lord has not cursed? For I see him at the top of the rocks, and I look at him from the hills. Behold, a people that lives in isolation, and does not consider itself to be among the nations. Who has counted the dust of Jacob, or the number on the 4th part of Israel? May I die in the death of the upright, and may my end be like his." Then Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I took you to put a curse on my enemies, but behold, you have actually blessed them." He replied, "Must I not be careful to speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?" Then Balak said to him, "Please come with me to another place where you may see them, although you only see the extreme end of them, and will not see all of them. But put a curse up there for me from there." So he took him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and put 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Then he said to Balak, "Stand there beside your burnt offering and meet with the Lord over there." Then the Lord met with Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and saying, "Return to Balak, and this is what he shall speak." So he came to him, and behold, he was standing beside his burnt offering, and the leaders of Moab with him. And Balak said to him, "What has the Lord spoken?" He took up his discourse and said, "Arise, Balak, and hear. Listen to me, son of Zippor. God is not a man, and he would lie, nor a son of man that he would change his mind. Has he said, and he will not do it? Or has he spoken, he will not make it good? Behold, I have received a command to bless. When he has blessed, I cannot revoke it. He has not looked at misfortune at Jacob, nor has he seen trouble in Israel. The Lord is with him, and the joyful shout of a king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt. He is for them like the horns of the wild ox. For there is no magic curse against Jacob, nor is there divination against Israel. At the proper time it shall be said to Jacob, and to Israel what God has done. Behold, a people rise like a lioness, and like a lion it raises itself. It will not lie down until it devours the prey, and drinks the blood of those slain." Then Balak said to Balaam, Do not curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam replied to Balak, Did I not tell you, whatever the Lord speaks I must do? Then Balak said to Balaam, Please come, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will be agreeable with God that you curse them from me for there. So Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, which overlooks the desert. And Balaam said to Balak, Build 7 altars for me there, and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams for me there. And Balak did just as Balaam had said, offered up a bull and a ram on each altar. The prophecy from Peor. When Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he did not go as out the other times to seek omens. Rather, he turned his attention toward the wilderness. Balaam raised his eyes and saw Israel camping tribe by tribe, and the Spirit of God came upon him. He took up his discourse and said, The declaration of Balaam the son of Beor, the declaration of the man whose eyes opened, the declaration of him who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty, falling down yet having his eyes uncovered. How pleasant are your tents, Jacob, your dwelling places, Israel. Like valleys that stretch out, like gardens beside a river, like aloes planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. Water will flow from its buckets, and his seed will be like many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. God brings them out of Egypt. He is for him like the horns of the wild ox. He will devour the nations who are his adversaries, and will crush their bones, smash them with his arrows. He lies down like a lion, and like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? Blessed is everyone who blesses you, and cursed is everyone who curses you. Then Balak's anger burned against Balaam, and he struck his hands together and said to Balaam, I called you to curse my enemies, but behold, you have persisted in blessing them in these 3 times. So flee to your place now. I said I would honor you greatly, but behold, the Lord has held you back from honor. And Balaam said to Balak, Did I not in fact tell your messengers, whom you sent to me, saying, If Balak were to give me his full house of silver and gold, I could not do anything contrary to the command of the Lord, either good or bad, of my own accord. When the Lord speaks, I will speak. So now, behold, I'm going to my people. Come, and I will advise you of what the people will do to your people in the days to come. So he took up his discourse and said, The declaration of Balaam, the son of Beor, the declaration of the man whose eye is opened, the declaration of him who hears the words of God, and knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, falling down having his eyes uncovered. I see him, but not now. I look at him, but not near. A star shall appear from Jacob, a scepter shall rise from Israel, and shall smash the head of Moab, and overcome all the sons of Sheth, and Edom shall be a possession. Seir, its enemies, will also be a possession, while Israel performs valiantly. One from Jacob shall rule, and will eliminate the survivors of the city. He looked at Amalek and took up his discourse and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his end shall be destruction. He looked at Kenite took up his discourse and said, Your dwelling place is enduring, and your nest is set in the cliff. Nevertheless, Cain will suffer devastation. How long will Asher keep you captive? He took up his discourse and said, Oh, who can live against God who has ordained it? But ships shall come from the coast of Kittim, and shall oppress Asher and oppress Eber, and so they will also come to destruction. Then Balaam arose, he departed, returned to his place. Balak went on his way. The sin of Peor. 25. While Israel had remained at Shittim, the people began to commit infidelity with the daughters of Moab, for they invited the people to the sacrifice of their gods. The people ate, bowed down to their gods. So Israel became followers of Baal of Peor, and the Lord was angry with Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, Take all the leaders of the people and execute them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, Each of you kill those men who have become followers of Baal of Peor. Then behold, one of the sons of Israel came forth and brought to his relatives a Midianite woman, in the sight of Moses and in the sight of the whole congregation of the sons of Israel, while they were weeping at the entrance of the tent of meeting. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar and son of Aaron, priest, rose up, he saw it. He rose up from the midst of the congregation, took a spear in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel in the inner room of the tent and pierced them both, and the man of Israel and the woman through the abdomen. So the plague in the sons of Israel was brought to a halt, but those who died from the plague were 24,000 in number. Man. The zeal of Phinehas. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has averted my wrath from the sons of Israel, that he was jealous, and my jealousy among them, that I did not destroy the sons of Israel in my jealousy. Therefore say, Behold, I am giving him my covenant of peace. It shall be for him and his descendants after him a covenant of permanent priesthood, because he was jealous for his God and made atonement for the sons of Israel. Now the name of the dead man of Israel who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, the son of Salu, a leader of the father's household among the Simonites. And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the son of Zur, who was head of the people of the father's household in Midian. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Be hostile to the Midianites, and attack them, for they have been hostile to you with their tricks, which they have deceived you in the matter of Peor, in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the leader of Midian, their sister who was killed on the day of the plague because of Peor. Census of a new generation. Then it came about after the plague that the Lord spoke to Moses and Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take a census of all the congregation of the sons of Israel, for 20 years old and upward, by their fathers' households, whoever is able to go to war in Israel. So Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at the Jericho, saying, Take a census of the people of 20 years old and upward, as the Lord had commanded Moses. The sons of Israel who came out of the land of Egypt were as follows. Reuben, Israel's firstborn, the sons of Reuben, of Hanok, the family of the Hanites, the Palu, the family of the Paluites of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites of the Carmi, the family of the Carmites. These were the families of the Reubenites, who were counted of them were 43,730. The son of Palu, Aleb. The sons of Aleb, Nemuel, Dathan, and Abiram. These are the Dathan and Abiram who were called out by the congregation, who fought against Moses and Aaron of the group of Korah when they fought against the Lord. Earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up with Korah. When that group died, and the fire devoured 250 men, so that became a warning sign. The sons of Korah, however, did not die. The sons of Simeon by their families, of Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelites, Jamin, the family of Jeminites, of Jachin, the family of the Jachinites, of Zerah, the family of the Zerahites, of Shaw, the family of the Shawlites. These are the families of the Simonites, 22,200 in number. The sons of Gad by their families, of Zephon, the family of the Zephonites, of Haggai, the family of the Haggites, of Shunai, the family of the Shunites, of Ozni, the family of the Oznites, of Eri, the family of the Erites, of Arid, the family of the Aridites, of Areli, the family of the Arelites. These are the families of the sons of Gad, according to who were numbered of them, 40,500. The sons of Judah were Er and Onan, but Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Judah by their families were of Shelah, the family of the Shalonites, Perez, the family of the Perizzites, Zerah, the family of the Zerites. The sons of Perez were of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Hamul, the family of the Hamilites. These were the families of Judah by those who numbered them, 76,500. The sons of Issachar by the families of the Tola, the family of the Tolanites, of Puva, the family of the Punites, Jashub, the family of the Jebusites, of Shimron, the family of the Shimronites. These are the families of Issachar by their numbers, by those who numbered of them, 64,300. The sons of Zebulun by their families, of Sered, the family of the Seredites, of Elon, the family of the Elonites, Jehiel, the family of the Jelonites. These are the families of the Zebulunites by those who numbered of them, 60,500. The sons of Joseph by their families, Manasseh and Ephraim. The sons of Manasseh of Machir, the family of the Machirites, and Machir fathered Gilead, of Gilead, the family of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of Lezer, the family of the Lezerites, of Helek, the family of the Helekites, of Azriel, the family of the Azraelites, of Shechem, the family of the Shechemites, and of Shemida, the family of the Shemaites, of Hefer, the family of the Heferites. Now Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, who had no sons, only daughters. The daughters of Zelophehad were Mala, Noah, Hogla, Michal, and Tirzah. These are the families of Manasseh, and those who were numbered of them were 52,700. These are the sons of Ephraim by their families, of Shethelah, the families of the Shethelites, of Becher, the family of the Becherites, of Tan, the family of the Tanites. These are the sons of Shethelah, of Aaron, the family of the Aaronites. These are the families of the sons of Ephraim by those who were numbered of them, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph by their families. The sons of Benjamin by their families, of Bela, the families of the Belanites, of Ashbel, the family of the Ashbelites, of Aram, the family of the Aramites, of Shephupim, the family of the Shephupites, of Hupham, the family of the Huphamites. The sons of Bela were Ard and Naaman, of Ard, the family of the Ardites, Naaman, the family of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin by their families, and those who were numbered of them, 45,600. These are the sons of Dan by their families, of Shuham, the family of the Shumites. These are the families of Dan by their families. All the families, the families of the Shahumites, all by those who were numbered of them, were 64,400. The sons of Asher by their families, of Imnah, the family of the Imnites, of Ishvi, the family of the Ishvites, of Beriah, the family of the Berites, of the sons of Beriah, of Heber, the family of the Heberites, of Malchiel, the family of the Malchelites, and the name of the daughter Asher was Sarah. These are the families of the sons of Asher by those who were numbered, 53,400. The sons of Naphtali, by their families, of Jaziel, the family of Jazielites, of Guni, the family of the Gunites, Jezer, the family of the Jezerites, of Shilem, the family of the family of the Shilonites. These are the families of Naphtali by their families. Those who numbered them were 45,400. These are the ones who numbered of the sons of Israel, 601,730. That's a lot of people. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Among these the land shall be divided as inheritance among the number of names. To a larger group you shall increase their inheritance, and to a smaller group you shall decrease their inheritance. Each shall be given their inheritance corresponding to the total number of those who numbered of them. But the land shall be divided by lot. They shall receive their inheritance according to their names of the tribes of their fathers. Corresponding to the selection by lot, their inheritance shall be divided between the larger and the smaller groups. These are the ones who were numbered of the Levites according to their families. Of Gershon, the family of the Gershonites, Kohath, the family of the Kohathites, Merari, the family of the Merarites. These are the families of Levi, the family of the Libnites, the family of the Hebronites, the family of the Mahlites, the family of the Mushites, and the family of the Korites. Kohath fathered Amram, and the name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt. She bore to Amram, Aaron, and Moses, their sister Miriam. Miriam died earlier. And to Aaron were born Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died when they suffered strange fire before the Lord. Those who were numbered by them were 23,000. Every male from a month old and upward. They were not numbered among the sons of Israel, since no inheritance was given to them among the sons of Israel. These are the ones who were numbered by Moses, Eleazar the priest, who numbered the sons of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Jordan at Jericho. But among these there was not a man of those who were numbered by Moses and Aaron the priest, who numbered the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Lord had said of them, They shall certainly die in the wilderness. And not a man was left of them, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. Law of inheritance, 27. Then the daughters of the son of Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, came forward. These are the names of his daughters: Malai, Noah, Hoglah, Melchah, and Tirzah. They stood before Moses, before Eleazar the priest, before the leaders and all the congregation in the entrance of the tent of meeting, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, yet he was not among the group of those who gathered together against the Lord. In the group of Korah, but he died in his own sin. He had no sons. Why should the name of our father be withdrawn from among his family simply because he had no son? Give us property among our father's brothers. So Moses brought their case before the Lord. Then the Lord said to Moses, The daughters of Zelophehad are right about their statements. You shall certainly give them hereditary property among their father's brothers. You shall transfer the inheritance of their father to them. Further, you shall speak to the sons of Israel, saying, If a man dies and has no son, you shall transfer inheritance to his daughter. And if he has no daughter, you shall give his inheritance to his brothers. If he has no brothers, you shall give his inheritance to his father's brothers. And if his father has no brothers, you shall give his inheritance to his nearest relative in his own family. He shall take possession of it. It shall be a statutory ordinance to the sons of Israel. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Go up to this mountain of Abarim, and see the land which I had given to the sons of Israel. When you have seen it, you too will be gathered to your people, just as Aaron your brother was. For in the wilderness of Zin, the strife of your congregation, you rebelled against my command to treat me as holy before the eyes of the water. These are the waters of Meribah and Kadesh, the wilderness of Zin, where he struck the rock. Joshua to succeed Moses. Then Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, May the Lord, the God of the spirits of humanity, appoint a man over the congregation who will go out and come before them, and lead them out and bring them in, so that the congregation of the Lord will not be like sheep that have no shepherd. So the Lord said to Moses, Take Joshua, the son of Nun, a man who is in the spirit, and lay your hand on him, and have him stand before Eleazar the priest and before the congregation, and commission him in their sight. You shall put some of your authority on him, so that all your congregation of the son of Israel will obey him. Moreover, he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who will inquire for him by the judgment of the Urim before the Lord. At his command they shall go out, and at his command they shall come in, both he and the sons of Israel with him, all the congregation. Then Moses did just as the Lord commanded him. He took Joshua and had him stand before Eleazar the priest and all the congregation, and he laid his hands on him and commissioned him just as the Lord had spoken through Moses. And this is where we are going to halt for now. We got 9 chapters left, and Numbers is done. So the people are still rebelling against the Lord. They can't put their hands together. They just can't do it. So they're continuing to rebel. But you saw that the Lord was pretty merciful. He listens to their cases, and he even gave them water with the rock. And the Lord his wrath comes about the people, but the Lord still gives direction, still gives mercy. And that's just a wonderful thing, So, we will continue on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you are taking in the wisdom and enjoying as much as I am. And we'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.